What's the matter, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Hey everybody, it's B Diz the Rockstar, part of SuperObvious. In this video, we're talking about Ghostface having his own spin-off movie from Scream. Let's go.
What do we do?
You're all gonna die.
Everybody dies.
I know by default, a bunch of basic mofos will say we can't have a movie from the perspective of Ghostface because the reveal of Ghostface is a major part during the climax of every Scream movie, and we would already know who Ghostface is. You're not wrong, but there are other elements of how the spin-off is presented that can make it interesting and freaking awesome. First, we see Ghostface on screen during the attacks and murders in the movies. We also know about the Ghostface motives and reveals during the climax, but that's about it. We've never seen Ghostface actually getting everything ready before attacking someone. Or, what about the Ghostfaces planning everything, like Billy and Stu, Mrs. Loomis and Mickey, Roman, Jill and Charlie, Richie and Amber, and the Bailey family? Wouldn't it be cool to see them planning all the details of their killing spree? Like which Ghostface would call dibs on who they want to kill for their own reason? Like Mrs. Loomis specifically wanting to kill Sid for killing her son Billy, or Jill wanting to kill Sid because she is so jealous of her fame and being the final girl, or the Bailey family arguing on who gets to kill Sam for killing Richie. Or, since the Ghostface killers are so deceiving and somebody that you know, there could be scenes where we see something that we've never seen before. First is a Scream example. In the original, when Ghostface attacked Sid in her crib when she was waiting for Tatum to come over to hang out, the Ghostface attacker was Stu. We could see Stu and Billy rolling up to Sid's crib during the day and talking the details of what they are going to do when they get there. We could see Stu putting on the robe and mask, then enter the crib and wait until night. Billy could pull out the cell phone that he has, also the voice changer, and we can see and hear him talking to Sid in the Ghostface voice on the phone from his perspective. When Billy was stabbing Stu, he may have meant to actually hurt him enough to kill him. I have a video talking about Billy and Stu before the events of the first Scream movie started, so check it out. Next is my Scream 2 example. In Scream 2, Mrs. Loomis and Mickey could be together when they call Gail's phone. Mickey or Mrs. Loomis could have planned to kill either Randy, Gail, Dewey, or Joel, but when Randy snatches the phone and starts talking a bunch of shit about Billy, Mrs. Loomis snaps and decides to kill Randy right then and there. Next is my Scream 3 example, which is about Roman. I actually have a video explaining about how he orchestrated the murder of his mom, Maureen Prescott, which started the Woodsboro murders. But seeing him doing all this planning on screen, including influencing Billy on framing Stu for a backup if you get caught from killing Maureen and framing Cotton, also Roman being a director of Stab 3, wanting to kill his half-sis Sid, and how he may have had Angelina to be his accomplice but decided to kill her and be the only solo Ghostface killer in the franchise. Also, him doing all the stalking and recording footage he did of Maureen to show Billy to influence him since his mom left him for his dad sleeping with Maureen. Next is the Scream 4 example, Jill and Charlie. Seeing Jill plan on killing Sid to get famous, killing Trevor who cheated on her, framing Trevor for the Ghostface killings, wanting to kill her mom, brainwashing Charlie to be her Ghostface accomplice and do most of the killings just to kill him after the reveal. Seeing how she was able to manipulate everyone to make all this happen would be crazy to see. Next is my Scream 5 example, Richie and Amber. We can see them planning to attack Tara to lure Sam to Woodsboro. Amber lives in Stu's house, and they know Sam is the daughter of Billy Loomis. Richie wants to be the one to kill Sam, and he thinks she is hot, and he wants to fuck her a few times before he kills her and brag about it during the reveal, which he does. Richie and Amber are stoked to kill the daughter of the original Ghostface killer, and this could maybe be a stretch, but they could also brag on the cool points they get for killing Vince, who was the son of Leslie, who was the older sis of Stu Macher. Next is the Scream 6 example, the Bailey family. This is the first time we had 3 Ghostfaces during the reveal. They did a lot of planning to fool our core 4. It'd be interesting to see them grieving over the loss of Richie. We get to see Ethan and Quinn doing their planning so they can conveniently be roomies with Chad, Tara, and Sam. We can see Wayne suit up for the attack at the bodega. After the cops show up and he leaves, he could meet up with Ethan and Quinn and talk shit about everything he did. Like, hey kids, at the bodega, I stabbed the clerk and took his own shotgun and shot him in the face. In the face. And what about Ethan killing Annika? He meets back up, super stoked, telling Quinn and his pops, "Oh my god, these idiots were trying to crawl across a ladder into Danny's apartment. After I pretty much gutted Annika, I made her fall from the ladder and her face damn near exploded when it smashed into a dumpster. It was fucking awesome. And Quinn and Wayne would give him props. Or Wayne could be like, but what about Sam? Did you kill her? Ethan says, well no, she went across the ladder first and I wasn't able to break into the room yet. And Wayne could be like the party pooper and ruin the mood, showing how frustrated and disappointed he is with Ethan that he let Sam get away. Ethan being frustrated back could say, well, if you would have killed her at the bodega, she would have already been dead. And Wayne could like slap the shit out of Ethan and put him in his place. I have a video talking about how Detective Bailey is the most messed up Ghostface in the franchise, so check it out. Or how Greg was trying to be Ghostface and was already killed and stuffed in the fridge at the opening of 6. We could see his actual murder in the spinoff, or more of the backstory of Jason and Greg. So these are just a few examples of things we could see from the Ghostfaces that we never got to see on screen. There is so much more I could talk about, but you get the point. We basically do a switch. The Ghostfaces are the main characters, but the victims and the main characters are the minor characters. We get to see all the stuff the Ghostfaces did in organizing and planning these murders before the events of the movies that they are in started. Or anytime in any of the movies when Ghostface tries to kill someone, botches the attack, and has to change back into normal clothes and meet with everybody else and play it off like they didn't just try to kill someone. Seeing any of this from Ghostface's perspective would be pretty cool. Seeing some of the attacks from Ghostface's POV, like through their eyes of the mask, would be cool. Make us feel like we are there, or that we are Ghostface making the phone calls, doing the stalking, attacks, or when successfully killing someone. If it doesn't happen in 7 or in a Scream movie, we have to talk about Stu in the Ghostface spinoff. We get to see what happened to him after the events of the original Scream, with a dinosaur TV being dropped on his face and electrocuting him. Someone we don't know could have taken him from his house and took care of him during his recovery and damn near dying. Also, avoid getting arrested for his role in the Woodsboro murders, and we get to see what he had been doing for all these years until he made his return to kill Sydney. And we get to see all the planning he did before trying to make that happen, including Leslie and the Ghostface cult. From Ghostface's perspective, we could also see that Ghostface is stalking someone and is about to kill them, but then he stops when someone else shows up. Or, as we know, Ghostface gets clumsy and makes a lot of mistakes while attacking someone. We can see how Ghostface gets away from attacking someone and has to deal with the injuries they got. There's just so much stuff we can see that we never seen before, especially reliving moments from a different point of view. Again, I don't think knowing the Ghostfaces already will be a thumbs down for the movie at all. It's presented from a different perspective, and I don't know if you know this or not, when scenes are shot, they are usually shot several times and they pick one shot and that's the scene. They could easily show Ghostface's perspective when stalking or attacking someone. Use different footage from the same scene so it looks different but familiar at the same time. Movies and shows use alternate footage to kind of relive certain moments from a different perspective as something to enhance moments for the viewer. But yeah, that's the video. Let me know in the comments how you feel about a Ghostface spinoff that will show so many things from the perspective of Ghostface that we didn't get to see in the movies. Like and share the video, subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totally for sure.